Your friends be lying to you and hide behind these catchphrases. I'm gonna tell you what it really means so you can clock them next time. He wasn't vulnerable enough because he didn't trauma dump on her within the first 2 weeks, so she didn't have an excuse to fuck, aka a connection.
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth. Nothing more.
Peace and blessings, family. Hope all is well. Shout out to all my silver tongues out there. Hey, if you don't know what that means, go look up Proverbs chapter 10, verse 20. But without further ado, you see the title today. The sisterhood wants this woman canceled for telling the truth. We all know that for a lot of these modern women, not all, but most, we know that accountability is like kryptonite for these women. But we also know that without knowing the truth about females, sometimes it's difficult to hold them accountable because they speak in code. And that's exactly what you're going to see on this video. Women giving the cheat code to women. Now, these are things that we've said before, but I know sometimes y'all don't listen unless you hear it from a woman. So without further ado, let's get into the clips.
So, also a great excuse to level up to a friend with more money. Like, oh no, he wasn't vulnerable enough, but his friend that just so happens to have more money was. She's discovering herself, reformed hoe. She's probably celibate, let the wrong guy hit. And now she just like got a reset before, I don't know.
You can find a lot of these women at your local church.
Now she's on her journey. She's actually discovering her whole self. That bitch is just starting. This is also an excuse to leave your nigga and level up because he wasn't vulnerable enough with you on your journey. If she describes him as toxic, that's a couldn't be me ass bitch, and the whole time it is. And not only is it, it's worser than you think. And if she describes your relationship as toxic for him putting you in your place when you should have been put in your place, also use male-centered as a description for their manifestation of their jealousy for never being loved properly. The excuse to fuck be stupid. Make her explain it. Oh my God, I can't explain it. It was just so natural and it manifested. Oh, I'm gonna add that on here. Manifested. The whole time it was over the general umbrella category of music. Do you like music? Oh my God, I love music. Me too. We just had such a deep connection over music. You wanted to suck his dick and not look bad for it, because he ain't...
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Shorty just gave so much game that is crazy. Now you can see why these women wanted her canceled. But listen, stay tuned because she actually did a part 2. But before we get into that, I want to go through the comment section and see what these ladies had to say about this. Let's go. Somebody said, maybe for some, but sometimes it just means what it means and it isn't code for something else. Somebody responded to that saying, this feels a little like I feel called out and I don't know how to feel. Another commenter said, I don't know, men are agreeing with you and that's never a good sign. That's stupid. A zesty man came on and he said, as a male friend in a female friend group, this is stuff I clock but can't say anything about. His next comment said, this is so real and I was mad and finna write a nasty comment. Instead, I sat back and was like, you know what? She's right. Another commenter said, I don't claim this energy. Those are the ones you gotta watch out for, huh? There was also a lot of people in the comments section that was like, she dropping straight game, but she didn't go down the whole list. We need part 2 on the list. So here goes part 2.
Your friends hide behind these catchphrases to lie to you, part 2. Real and genuine is a way to exacerbate something that really wasn't that good. Like, bitch come back from having a conversation with the fine man everybody wanted to holler at, and now all of a sudden they have a real, genuine, down-to-earth, should have added that, connection.
As a man in this situation, you should say as least as possible to make the connection deeper.
That's when girl code pop up. She called dibs, so now you can't holler at him even though he was out fucking you their whole conversation. He's still gonna fuck both of y'all. One of y'all not gonna tell either. My man got perfect timing, so let me calm down. For you to be male-centered, your friendships have to be de-centered. So essentially it's the utmost selfish way of women trying to find their way back to the center of your life through their friendship. Not this is the first time I've seen you falling in love and update me when you can. I understand this new life you're trying to have. You de-centered our friendship. For a man. Prove me right for a second. Look up male-centered women, and every time they mention how their friendship was de-centered for a man, scroll. You will not get past the video. That's the whole premise.
This is something else we tell men all the time. We say single women keep women single.
You don't know anybody's intentions. You can never know anybody's intentions unless they tell you out loud, and usually they probably will lie to you. Because I don't have to tell you what the fuck my intentions are. It's what I plan to do, and plans change. You had a script in your head, and I didn't follow the script, so I wasn't being intentional with you on your timeline. He decided. If he decided, but she had an atom of input, she decided. If he decided and put his foot down, we decided. And that could go on any scale, but it's mostly like he broke up with her, but then she tells everybody we decided to part ways. Yeah. If it's amicable, how come he went into your call suites? Oh.
Game is game.
After she dropped part 2, you know how excited men get to hear that women actually understand what they've been saying all along. Dudes is talking about protect her at all costs. She's doing God's work. You know what I'm saying? So the video was very impactful, but I have a very important message that I want to share with y'all. Over these last couple of weeks, I've been delving deeper into male spaces, and I've really been seeing some things that I don't like, you know, and I want to address it because I think it's very important for us to address. Listen, the content that we make deals with truth. And so at the end of the day, the side effects of truth, it can bring you down a little bit. But the benefit is that it's supposed to help you in life. The energy that you get from the truth is supposed to set you free. Now, if you're not set free by the truth, then you may want to examine whether you actually listening to the truth or not, okay? Or you may want to examine your perspective on the truth. The reason why I say that is because a lot of men are not doing very well. A lot of men are depressed. A lot of men are lonely. I just joined this male group, and there's so many men in there that feel empty inside. And I believe that a part of the issue is this type of content that we creating that keeps putting out the same messaging over and over again without giving some type of, like, I don't know, you know, because I like making this type of content. But I take it as entertainment at this point. But I know it's a lot of men that listen to this kind of content and take it to heart and really get down because maybe you don't have a wife, maybe you don't have kids, maybe your girl cheated on you, maybe you're not in the best place financially, you know? And that's the type of energy that I've been seeing a lot of lately. I've seen a couple of men talk about self-deletion, talking about not knowing why they want to live no more. And that was a wake-up call for me to really understand who I'm speaking to. So, gentlemen, if you lonely, get a dog. You know, in terms of me struggling, I just think like, okay, how can I get better? Even when I got into the red pill space, the whole purpose for me getting into the space was like understanding female nature, like what this lady was displaying here, so that when women say certain things to me, or when my wife say certain things to me, I can listen to what she's saying and be like, nah, that's some bullshit. You know what I mean? I didn't like I believe that there's a difference between female nature and devil nature. You know, it's a lot of things that we say are female nature that's devil nature. And that devil nature is in men as well. I understand people having a tough time, but if you're talking about self-deletion, that's not of God. Jesus said he came to give life and give life more abundantly. So it's not like one of those where it's just a female thing. What does the devil come to do? The devil comes to kill, steal, and destroy. Okay? And so when we look at what the devil has come to do, if we feel like an empty vessel, then maybe we need to take some time away and put things into our spirit that's going to nourish us. The Bible says faith comes by hearing, right? And so if this message and this content and this truth is, you know, depleting you spiritually, then maybe you need to go listen to like Tony Robbins or go listen to some motivational speakers. Read the Bible. It's a great book. Start with the book of Proverbs and refill and fill yourself back up with possibility and the belief that there is a better life, right? Like I said, you know, this is the truth, you know, and when a lot of people hear the truth, it's like a cleansing where you depleting the body like drinking distilled water. That's why it's called the red pill, unplugging from the matrix. You have red pill rage, all the stages of grief. A lot of men experience those things. I've experienced those things. I know a lot of people that's listening have experienced those things because we found out that the fairy tale fantasy that was being told was not a real thing. And a lot of us knew that it wasn't real, But it wasn't until we came to this space in the internet where we was like, yeah, I did see my mom do that. I did see my aunt do that. I did see this. I did see that. But for some reason, we get amnesia around these things. And then it just got put in our face when we had to deal with our own failures. And we was like, oh, that's what our father was dealing with. And then if we was smart, we tried what we actually heard and it worked. And then we was like, oh, and that could make you even more sad. So I understand. Once again, you may just need to put something in yourself so that when you hear this message, you can realize that it's simply an algorithm. Okay? The algorithm is meant to push extremes. All right? And it's not a bad thing. It's called a niche. And if you occupy a certain niche, then that's where the internet pushes you, and people tend to want more of the thing that's in that niche. You know, as I've been sitting back, just looking at everything in terms of like understanding female nature, if you do not want to be in a happy, healthy relationship with women, if you don't want to be in if you don't want anything from women and you just hate women, you need to stop consuming this content because it's only making you more angry. And the only reason to understand female nature is because you want to be with females. If you don't want to be with females, you don't need to understand female nature. If you take in this information without having a goal, then you can become nihilistic. So it's very important to take in this information and just say, okay, I'm going to play the game. I'm going to beat them at their own game because now I got the information. Now I got the game. I didn't know before. Now I know she's not going to be able to pull that on me. Also, with this information, it's good to be able to identify a good girl when you see a good girl. You see what I'm saying? Like, I was listening to one content creator. He was like, you know, the woman that'll let you do whatever you want to do, that'll let you come in all types of the hour, that's the woman we do dirty. That's the woman that men don't commit to because men want to feel like, you know, the woman requires something of them. And I'm like, you know, at the end of the day, the woman that'll let you do all of those things, a lot of times that's the woman that love your dirty draws. You see what I'm saying? And so as men, we got to wisen up and realize also that we might be overlooking our potential wife, the woman that will do everything for us. You know what I'm saying? And forgiveness is very important because at the end of the day, none of us are perfect. None of us are perfect. So don't just forgive other people, forgive yourself. All of us are coming in and really trying to undo our thinking. The main criteria, you know, is she willing to learn? Is she humble? Is she willing to get better? Or is she still coming in like a know-it-all, thinking she know everything? If you meet a woman and she coming in on that type of time, then I think you need to leave her alone. But if she's coming in and she's humble and she's taking your leadership and she don't have too many red flags like, you know, having a bunch of kids and things that would be a big burden to you, then I say, hey man, learn how to forgive. Get you some sex. A lot of these dudes is talking about the stuff they talking about. I'm scrolling through TikTok and I'm seeing these girls is getting roses and all of this stuff. They sitting on the bed half naked. They not even showing their whole body. Dudes is simping through the keyboard like, turn around, can you do a 360 spin? And I'm like, oh, this is what they doing? You got OnlyFans, you got the porno industry where men are spending billions of dollars. Men are still giving women a time, energy, and attention. So don't get it twisted. This content is about you understanding female nature so you don't have to be a keyboard gangster. You know what I mean? So when you see something, forget all of that. Should you approach, should you not approach? Like, take the information and do what you feel like you need to do. Rejection is not a bad thing. You know what I mean? And so, like I said, man, I see a lot of people like struggling and like trying to live this life that's not, it's like the online life. You got to figure out how to merge that in the real world. I grew up playing sports and, you know, we talk about playing pickup games versus learning how to play a 5-on-5 game. You know, it's a difference. So when you on the internet listening to these things, yeah, that's cool, but you got to be able to apply these things to the real world. If not, you know, it's a waste of time. If you digesting this content, I want you to win. I want you to win in life. So what I want to do is celebrate some wins and build up the morale. So I want y'all to drop some comments below telling me about some good things that's going on in your life. I want to celebrate. Tell me about some wins that y'all got going on in life. And if you're not winning, comment below, send me an email. I put my email address, my website address in the link, and let's see how we can get the ball moving in your life, man, if you stagnant and things not going the way you want them to go. Anywho's, listen, if you like this video, I have another video similar to this one entitled Woman Destroys a Panel of Feminists with Reality Check. Click the link below, check that video out, and I'll see y'all over there. Peace.